save no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet points of God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she wanted like me cause her lame, she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to Southern California as we've got playoff football ahead in the City of Angels. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game as we've got a great one in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 26-yard line.
Mike, 56, right there, 56. Check the out, check the out, check the out.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
2nd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Go.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Hey, Delta. Hey, watch the line.
On 1st down, it's gone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Mike, 180. Mike.
On 3rd down, Akers. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Out of the gun, Goff. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cooper Kupp, 54 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Deep ball for Goodwin. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin, 67 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's been a long day for you. Switch. 76, come on. 76.
Running, it's Drake. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going.
That's not. Mike 20.
Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Push him back. Push him back.
Throwing on third. Gone. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is caught. And high fives all around on that sideline. It's a first down as they wind up getting 11 on the fake punt. And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to, whatever the method there, it worked for them.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief that, hey, we're going to get it done.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A shotgun snap for goal. That'll be caught by Cup. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Oh, he's looking for a touchdown deep for Woods. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Mike, go. 180. Mike, hey, shell.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Rams have taken the lead. Let's not forget that was all set up by the fourth down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on fourth down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and they converted a second time for 6 points.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up first and 10. Here's Sanders. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. It's a second down run with Sanders. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
2 yards on the play. First down, Eagles.
They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. Gets through, and now an opening. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 34.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
At their own 25-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. They'll fake the give. Now gone. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
That's good for our Rams. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check hot route. Hot, hot. Check.
From the gun, it's Drake. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. They run the counter. Akers. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
On first down, Drake. He will push his way down to about the 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
Single. Check 26, check 26. Watch time.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the... Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. This is fielded at the goal line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Fletcher Cox able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it, and you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Doug Peterson says, let's go for two here.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Hayward. 57's Mike 57.
They'll try and throw for it. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Well, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for two and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a one-score game.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Gone. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
I got one. Check your hot read. Check 50, check 50.
Go!
Running for the shotgun with Drake. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. On third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Get in the weight room.
Shell.
Now Gone. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Come on now, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Hey, defense, back up.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
2nd and 4. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Now back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Target, 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 target. That's it. 57's left.
2nd and 14. The Sanders has got it complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And an alley to run. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Looking to throw. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll set up a throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong.
After the interception, here's Gall. And he hits Drake. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Gall. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, Akers. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, LA! A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the...
A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin, 77 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way.
It's funny to me because we actually keep a football in the booth with us during games. And I notice you cradling the football. You got it tucked pretty tight with the points of pressure here. And that didn't occur on that play, did it?
Now, you saying I wouldn't have fumbled if I was down there?
You would not have fumbled. You got that thing locked in tight.
I also have really large biceps. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw, gone. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down. And that's
Hey, kill.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Oh, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Black 20. Maverick.
Out of the gun. Gone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. 2nd and 9 now. Well, that's complete to Sanders. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to have a third down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Back to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
He's back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game, as they are now just an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final 2 minutes. And now the kick is blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Right back to him on first down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the Eagles' 36-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a carry for Brown. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Not a bad idea to start overtime. Feed the hot hand.
And understand that when you're feeding that hot hand, everyone else is pretty much in agreement on it. You know, a team looks at their game and says, all right, who's playing really well? Let them touch the football, and we'll do our job to help him along.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? You're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the west.
A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. Here's Johnny Hecker now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Here's Johnny Hecker now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
He's checking.
2nd and 10. And that's incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Hey, check Mike 57. I can't believe they even let you play. Switch.
Back to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a 1st down as well. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Here's 2nd and 8. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Samson Abukum just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. Well, he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A huge play there in overtime. 54 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.